When you're fasting, there's 3 key things that are going to give you a lot better experience while doing this. And that's going to be preparing 2 to 3 days before the fast, maintenance during the fast, and while being fat adapted is going to make fasting a lot easier for you. And I'm going to go in depth on each of those. So let's not waste no time. Here we go. Two to 3 days before you're going to fast, what you're going to want to do to prepare for that is eat as many nutrient-dense foods as possible. Just a few examples would be any kind of organ meats, but obviously I know some people can't do that. They do have them in a supplement form, and you could take a larger dose of the supplement form. That would be good. You have eggs. That's a pretty obvious one. A lot of us know those are very high in nutrients. If you're not already, taking a whole food organic multivitamin would also be a good idea, because you want to get your nutrient and vitamin reserves filled up as much as possible, because when you're fasting, you're obviously not going to be taking in any kind of nutrients because you're not taking in any kind of food. So you want to make sure you have a good reserve so you don't end up having other problems from being deficient in certain nutrients. You're also going to want to make sure that you're taking in a good amount of minerals in preparation for a fast, because that's going to help you feel a lot more better while you're fasting. So you want to concentrate on using a good high quality salt on your foods. I personally prefer Redmonds, but any sea salt or pink Himalayan salt will be just fine. Those have a good mineral balance in them too. Also, taking an electrolyte supplement would be a good idea. And I'm not talking about Gatorade or Powerade. I'm talking about a high quality electrolyte supplement that has good amounts of potassium and magnesium in it. And in addition to that, taking trace minerals would be a very good idea for this too. And honestly, it's good to take those for health in general, but especially before a fast. Now, there's a lot of different supplements out there that you can take that contain trace minerals. I'll have one in the description that I personally use, but good quality salt, good electrolyte supplement, and trace minerals. The next thing is, have you decided a fasting length? What are you really going for? Are you doing it for fat loss? You want to get some good autophagy benefits, which is the recycling of old and damaged cells being turned into new ones? Are you looking for a complete immune system renewal or heavy metal detox? Depending on the length that you fast is going to determine the different effects that you get. So, for example, at 24 hours, you're definitely going to get some good fat burning effects, but you're also going to get into a pretty good state of autophagy at this point. If you take it out to 36 hours, and I'm going to go in about 12-hour increments, but at 36 hours, you're looking at an even higher amount of autophagy and an even higher amount of fat being burned. Then if you go out to 48 hours, that is where autophagy is going to peak out at. That's where you're going to be having the maximum amount of autophagy happen, and fat burning is also going to peak at this point. Now, if you fast forward all the way to 72 hours, which would be 3 days, you're still going to have some autophagy and fat burning going on, but it's not going to be elevated no more. But at 72 hours, you get a complete immune system renewal. When you take it out 3 days that long, during that time, your immune system is using autophagy to recycle the old and damaged white blood cells. So you can see your white blood cell count go down during this time, but that's because it's getting rid of the old and damaged ones and making room for the new ones. So at 72 hours, that's going to come back up, and you're going to have fresh new white blood cells, and your immune system is going to be in tip-top shape. If you take it past 72 hours, this is really beneficial for a heavy metal detox. If you know that you've got maybe too much iron or aluminum or something like that in your body from either getting tested, or maybe you've experienced it before, going past 72 hours, say 5-6 days, is going to be great for pulling heavy metals out of your body. Now we're going to move on to maintenance during the fast, and the most important thing that you can do is make sure that you keep your mineral levels up. So you want to be trying to add some good high quality salt to your water, or if you can stand it, taking small amounts of salt shots. I have seen them in capsules before. You could look on Amazon online, see if you could find some of those. Also, the electrolyte supplement, that would be good. Just make sure that there's nothing but electrolytes in there. Make sure there's no other ingredients that are going to interfere with the fast. Obviously, you want to be drinking a good amount of water, but at the same time, don't guzzle water, because drinking too much water too fast will actually flush out your minerals and you'll end up dehydrated and you can end up possibly passing out. As far as liquids go, you can have black coffee unless you're doing strictly a water fast. The good thing about drinking black coffee though during this is black coffee has been shown to enhance autophagy to some degree. So if you're doing a fast that's shorter than 48 hours, say like a 24 or 36, by including black coffee with this, you could possibly get a higher level of autophagy and not have to take the fast all the way out to the 48-hour mark where autophagy peaks. If you want to learn about some other things that can enhance autophagy, check out the video that I'll have linked up here and in the description. It's on a few different things that can help enhance autophagy. The last thing that you want to focus on during the fast, the maintenance during the fast, is try your best to avoid stressful situations. And I know that is hard to do this day and time. You might have kids, a busy work schedule, stressful people in your life, and I understand that stuff, and I know some of it is hard to get rid of or block out during that time, because that's something that you don't want going on during fasting. When you're fasting, you want to be relaxed and give your body the full capacity to renew and regenerate cells, and stress coming in your life gonna possibly suppress your body's ability to do that. The big thing about keto is the fact that you're going to end up having lower insulin levels, which are going to equal out to a higher mobilization of fat, which is going to equal out to a lot higher and better energy, a lot more stable too. And when you're fasting, you're already going to have lower insulin levels on top of that. So if you're fat adapted, you're going to be able to have good, steady, clean energy through the fast and not just completely burn out. Now, I've done extended fasting many times before, and I can personally tell you, when you hit about the 30-hour mark, it feels like you just have this insane surge of energy. You just feel like you can just keep going and going and going and going. And the reason though for that is because going into doing extended fasts, I was already fat adapted. So that's something that you definitely want to consider if you don't already do is a ketogenic diet, and having that metabolic flexibility to be able to easily switch over to fats for fuel. Down in the comments, let me know which one of the things I talked about you're going to start adding into your fasting routine. But until next week guys, keep it keto and keep it healthy.